Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking love and marriage, Huntsville. Y'all know why y'all here. Anything I say is alleged in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some housekeeping things, little meat and potatoes. It is free to follow me. It is free to follow, subscribe to this channel, Anonymous Tea. I think we're 437 away from 20K. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to all of you. Also, please do not forget to follow on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. We got more content coming there this weekend. Tickety talk. As long as it lasts, we'll see if it actually shuts down tomorrow. It probably will. And follow me on the gram, Anonymous Reality T. Also, it is free to like and comment, and it is free to share everywhere. So we gotta talk some Love and Marriage Huntsville items. Lots of Love and Marriage Huntsville items, things to get into. First and foremost, OMFMG Reality TV. Shout out to them. They posted, when tentatively the reunion is supposed to air. So they posted on their platform that we are looking at as far as, the season finale. I wish this was final. Is supposed to be January 25th, which would be next week, which would be next Saturday. And then the reunion part 1 would be February 1st. So I presume it's probably going to be a 2 or 3-parter. I don't think it's necessary. Let's just talk about it, right? What did they talk about this season? They spent the first half talking all that cash bleep about the millimeters, right? And Mel supporters. Waste of time. Briefly touched on Martell's arrest. If you blinked it, you missed it. Spent 20 episodes on the girls' trip that they dragged out forever and ever and ever. Stormy quit the show. Then we had the Dollar Tree Field Day event. The big blow up, the big showdown between Martell and, Marceau. And then the rest of the show was revolved around the Sunny, Moses, and Destiny. That was the first half. And then towards the middle and the back half has been this Marquez Tren nonsense that nobody cares about. And then these last couple of episodes, we dealt with the mimosas with Mel, as well as the Val renewal. Oh, and then we started the beginning of the season. So a year ago with the Reality with the King featuring Mel, in which Mel poured out all of her concerns to Carlos King. It all comes full circle, right? Mel pours out all of her concerns to Carlos King, and he weaponizes it. Instead of taking it into consideration, nurturing what she is saying, and trying to make an improvement, he decides to make matters worse, makes Mel the enemy, and goes to bat for Martell. Meanwhile, Martell and his concubine are still talking to bloggers, still running their mouths the whole nine. One thing I want to say before I got into that is shout out to Ikesha and Willie Colon. Shout out to their Bleep It podcast. I have some thoughts on that, on what they said about Bell Collective and some other things. And but there's one thing that Willie said that I felt was so poignant as it pertained to Carlos King. He said, listen, he's like, this is a circus. You got to look at reality TV from a different perspective. He was like, Carlos King's the ringmaster. And you have to decide if you are going to be one of the animals or one of the clowns. And I was like, I said, you're on to something. I said that makes sense. And Mel, we've seen her time and time again call out the puppet master, who's really the one pulling all the strings and all this and that. But Willie Colon is right. Shout out to him. Shout out to Ikesha. You have a Carlos King who is the ringmaster, who likes to do all this foolishness. There's never any black excellence. There's never anything that is, there's no balance.
There's no fun shade. There's no people getting along. There's no real businesses. There's nothing. It's just who was a side chick when, who cheated on who when. Like, even if it was 10, 15, 20 years ago, let's bring them on the show. And if you got arrested, who cares? It's no big deal. It's a badge of honor to be arrested. Apparently, DUIs don't matter. Apparently, revenge P doesn't matter. Right? But you can decide, okay, either I'm going to be the circus clown for Carlos King, or I'm just going to be an animal for Carlos King and accept my villain role. And Willie's right, which is why him and Ikesha are no longer on Bell Collective. Because I'm not about to be out here looking like a clown, doing some clownery stuff, doing some fakery stuff. And I'm not out here about to be an animal, just out here trying to fight people, out here trying to do the most egregious and disgusting things just to get a viral TV moment for reality TV and go viral on social media. No. Not on my watch. So shout out to them for hitting the nail on the head about Ringmaster Carlos King. You can decide if you want to be an animal or be a clown associating with his nonsense. Also wanted to talk about Martel's concubine, aka the Choo Choo Train, aka Grand Central Station, aka the 12-year forever side chick. Why are we being subjected to this? What is the end game, I keep asking? And why do more lies keep coming out? Here's my thing. You've been around since the existence of the show. People know who you are. You've done a million lives, whether it was on the Instagrammies, whether it was on the Tickety Talks, whether it was other bloggers. You've said all this nonsense. You've talked out the side of your neck. You've lied on so many occasions. One minute you love Martel, he's this good man. The next minute you're accusing him of being GAY. Now all of a sudden you're making all these wild accusations once again. You're the main one that got on social media and would throw all these shots at the Holt kids, would say nasty things about the Holt kids in the comment section, would throw all this nasty shade. Now all of a sudden you claim you don't have an issue. No. And now you want to get into this whole soapbox about how people shouldn't be talking about other people's kids. But here's my issue. All of y'all that said that, all y'all started it when y'all talked about the Holt kids. Make it make sense. Nobody was talking about anybody's kids until y'all started with the foolishness with the Holt kids. Y'all talked about their looks. Y'all talked about their hairlines. Y'all talked about how long their hair was and compared it to Letitia's kids. Y'all made allegations about the youngest child. Y'all even had Letitia's brother-in-law devote a whole Instagram to throwing shade, doing side-by-side photos of the Holt kids and random men. It was absolutely disgusting. Who started this? It didn't come from people who like Mel or support Mel or whatever, or even if you're unbiased. It didn't come from that side. It came from people who specifically did not like Mel. They went after their kids, and now all of a sudden, everybody wants to have amnesia. Everyone wants to pretend they have no clue what anybody's talking about. Everyone wants to pretend none of this crap never happened, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, random kids are just being talked about. No. This is before the court case ever happened. This is before stuff started spilling over into the show. Y'all were talking reckless with y'all mouths. So please miss me with the fake outrage all of a sudden, because it's not going to work. So she's now trying to allege that people have been coming for her daughter, Paris, for the last 5 years. Excuse me? Who? Please show me receipts of who's talking about your daughter. The only time your daughter was mentioned as it pertained to what was in the court documents in the custody battle, and she was accused of bullying the Holt kids. Prior to that, nobody was discussing your kid. In fact, people felt sorry for her because you basically felt you were more important to be on social media than tending to your kids. So where is all this coming from? See, all of this is a projection. I keep telling y'all. Everything they want to accuse Mel of doing, they're the ones actually doing it. And it's every single time. Nobody's discussing your daughter. The only time she was discussed is it pertained to that court case. And now all of a sudden you have the audacity to say that if Mel puts it in the court case, how do we know it's true? The same people who said this before, when the custody battle was hot and heavy, y'all came on here with your Martell capes on as Martell defenders and said that the court documents were a flat out lie. And now all of a sudden Martell is giving the energy to Tisha. Now Martell's always been a liar. What? Can we keep it a buck for a second? So, if Mel puts something in the court documents, it's a lie, but you and Martell are feeding this bodyguard affair narrative and putting motions in the court, making allegations about the bodyguard and Mel and all these other things, and that's not a lie? And there was allegations made about Martell in regards to the kids and their performance in school and all these other things. We never saw receipts. We never saw the report card to validate that that's true. We never saw receipts that they're missing all this school, according to Martell. So everything you're trying to put out there that could potentially be a lie, everything that you and Martell are putting out there also can potentially be a lie. See how that works? Then it makes everything invalid. Then wants to claim, so this is the part, you can't keep the lies straight, right? So 1 minute you're saying how much the kids love you, right? How much the Holt kids love you. And by Holt, I mean the kids that Mel and Tell have together. 1 minute they love you. The next moment you can't stand to be around them. The next moment you hate going over there and spending all this time, and you don't feel like cooking and cleaning for all these kids. So who likes who? What was that again? Then it went from your daughter's not a bully, but she also doesn't want to go over there and be around the Holt kids either. But then on the flip side, y'all can go out to eat somewhere, and now all of a sudden, the Holt kids, they all want to sit next to allegedly the person in the court documents who is bullying the children. What? And you're mad at Martell because he won't clean it up. What? What are you talking about? See, this is the thing. You don't care about what actually is being said. You just want to pick and choose which story goes viral that makes you look bad. And you think by trying to get in front of it or complaining about it to bloggers, because clearly you have no family and you have no friends to sit you down and tell you to stop it and stop the nonsense and grow up. You think this is going to somehow improve things for you, and it continues to make matters worse for you. You can't pick and choose. And it's funny that Martell never comes out and says anything. For a while, he wasn't even claiming your daughter as one of his kids. So nonetheless, you wanted that validation as well. And wanted to make it a point to say when you're around, whenever Martell goes live, who cares? Who cares? Were you around when Martell was with Sheree too from Real Housewives of Atlanta? Or when he was allegedly with that Belinda girl from Atlanta as well, who had Sugar Mama in her Mother's Day post talking about some bonus moms. Were you around then too? But now all of a sudden your daughter's intimidated by Mariah. I'm just trying to figure out, you're trying to tell me these same kids that were upset with their father when you were going out to eat with him, and they wanted their parents back together. You're trying to tell me now all of a sudden they love you? No. Let me hear it. Let me tell you firsthand. When marriages fall apart and there's rumors of cheating or rumors of people that, the kids find out allegedly who might be in the mix, and then you're divorced, and either you remarry to that alleged person that might have been in the mix around the time you were married to their parents, or their parents were married, or you're still involved with them romantically, and there's some timeline issues, they are never going to like you. They are never going to respect you. And if their father actually gave a crap about their kids, they would not force you upon them. See, Martell has this all backwards. He thought forcing the concubine upon the Holt kids was somehow going to hurt Mel. He doesn't seem to get it through his skull that Mel checked out when she left for good. She completely checked out. She doesn't care. But she does care about the well-being of her kids. And it's clear as day the kids are uncomfortable. It's clear as day the kids are not featuring this nonsense. And like I said, in situations like these, the kids are going to be old enough one day to say, you know what? Screw whatever the visitation agreements are. I don't want to see my father. Or if the courts finally have stepped in and said, hey, we're going to grant Mel temporary custody until the official court date in February and go from there. Because as of today, she's still posting that she's with the kids. But you're doing all this foolishness, but you were the one throwing shade first. You were the one that was throwing all these shots first. So how are you going to try to backtrack and now make it seem that your daughter's being bullied on the internet? And my thing is this, you keep talking about what people can and can't see on the internet. We know the whole kids already see what's on the internet. So they're going to see your lies as well. They're going to see the stuff that you've said about them behind their back as well. They're going to hear these recordings or hear about it some way because they're just as, old enough in school age as your daughter to hear stuff too from people in school. What's not computing here? You act like your child is the only child in the world that exists. No. There's plenty of kids. And, oh, by the way, you're dealing with kids who have already been on a reality TV show. So they already know the additional scrutiny, the additional criticism, the additional things that come with that. Where people are looking for anything to comfort people's children. But it's the audacity for anything you're trying to make anything fall against the wall to gain sympathy, to gain empathy, and it's lame and it's disgusting trying to throw a child into it. No. You as an adult, you need to own your own crap. You need to own all the nonsense that you've been pulling. That's where we need to start. We need to start with you and your foolishness and your madness. But this is all a cop-out. This is all a cop-out, y'all. And now you're trying to use the daughter as to why you don't want to come around Martell. I'm not buying it. I'm not at all. And allegedly, trying to make, one of the whole kids apologize for, I need receipts. Because everything that we have seen from the Holt kids, they have been well behaved. They have been respectful. They have been pleasant and happy kids. Everything that has come from the side of Martell and his side chick, his choo-choo train, has been nothing but negativity, has been nothing but vitriol, has been nothing but slander, has been nothing but defamation, has been nothing but disgusting and horrible accusations. Nothing on the capacity that you can ever say Mel has ever said or done as it pertained. She gave y'all way too much grace. The first time it would have been exposed Martell was cheating, I would have been out. See you, here are the divorce papers. Leave me the bleep alone. would not even blink twice. But see, that's how I am as a Leo. Like, the moment you have one time to F with it, and it's it. It's done. It's over. There's no chance after chance after chance. For what? If I know you're going to be a repeat offender, if I already know what you're about, if I already know you're two-faced and a liar and a scammer and a cheater, I don't need to go back to continue the nonsense. But I understand that everybody has their own timeline of things. Everybody, they want to work things out. They want to try to work things out for the kids. Everything else, I understand that. It's just not me. More power to you, but it's not me. But the fact of the matter is, Mel did leave for good. It is going on 5 years. Why is her name and her kid's name in your mouth? Why are you inserting yourself into all this stuff? If none of this is true, can't your daughter testify during the custody case that it didn't happen, that it's not true? Can't the Holt kids also testify as to what actually happened, what actual incidents they're speaking to? Just like the allegations about the bodyguard and whether or not there's something romantic going on, can't he and his wife get on the stand and testify as to what's going on? But you have the audacity to say people are spreading things and making it as fact if they're a Mel supporter. But it's interesting because I could make the argument that there are a lot of Mel haters that have made a lot of accusations about things that have never come to fruition. Like this alleged spinoff show for the Scotts. Still all these years later, and it's nowhere to be found. Also, imaginary lawsuits that I've never seen see the light of day involving Mel and other people that I have yet to see receipts about, but people keep repeating it and repeating it. It's like you have the same 10 talking points about Mel, but nothing ever is proven. Somebody showing up to comment or give a super chat or something to somebody's YouTube is not the same thing as you physically talking to Mel in person and planning some type of big old scheme. You're not making sense. There's a lot of conspiracy theories that have been said about Mel, that have been made against Mel, that have actually been proven to be false, have never shown actual receipts of anything. But y'all keep bragging about all these other cast members and relatives of cast members and everything else that y'all interact with on a practical daily basis. All for a TV show. So who is obsessed with who? Who really can't separate the real from reality? If you are deciding to have personal relationships with certain cast members, that you're going to not go as hard on them, on your opinions, and you're not going to be yourself, you're not going to be authentic because you don't want to ruin that relationship, you don't want to ruin that connection, that's fine, that's on you. But I'm always going to keep it a buck. But this nonsense to where, we're just going to, because she's affiliated with Martell, everything she's saying is the gospel. No. You started all this. You started the GAY allegations. You started the hatred and the negativity against the Holt kids. You did all that because you were jealous. You were jealous of how well behaved they were, how intelligent they were, how basically Mel could afford, the life that you cannot. And still had to send over DoorDash and Uber Eats and everything else just for y'all to eat something. And probably since that humiliated and embarrassed Martell that got out, he wants you now to be the one cooking and cleaning and showing that you can do something. But that's too much of a tall task for you. You can't do it. You can't handle it. You thought that this was going to be some, you guys were going to be living happily ever after, and you realize that's not the case, but you're stuck. You can't go anywhere, and you're not going to go anywhere. But don't blame everybody else. It is your fault. So there's that. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.